Uncle John Kennedy, um, Jonathan Michael Alexander, Ercy Taylor, um, Ames Kennedy. Let's get specific. Um, you're gonna ask me and Bree's uncle, you, Harry. Um, let's say Carl knew is even wondered as an inappropriate to Barack, and that included Mitchell, Jerry, or Lindsay, and say Habitus Ognation. I begin signature in view Durbin, be the U.S. I ask for request and map v. the U.S. and am so pleased the court. Senator, in the view of respect against the state, under 5 U.S.C. CFR 2906163 CFR, an admittance of application of evidence can be an mandarin of the state. If mandarin of the state is an inter-appellate application and justification in the United States House, justifying in the Association of Mayors and Governors compared to the Association of Municipalities, including villages, municipalities, and, um, and counties, showing that a involuntary millage and an application for emergency management 26.162 CFR Code of Conduct under 916 Article C of the Military Uniform Code of Conduct justification. I can prove the validity to that to UN Order 6. If we are applicationing our tax code in FFDD compared to I, integrating applications to the bond efficiency and triple E bonds. In triple or double E bonds, inverse our prime, I as the executor, senator, cannot understand too deaf, dumb, stupid, retarded, ignorant, and incapable. I guess we will say I am a, yeah, excuse me, sir, what is appropriate according to our interpretation of debt. Um, we do not comprehend that during the 5 years of volunteer militia and application of Pickett's charge and what is known as the case, please find it in Massachusetts to paying the revenue after it's the most famous case in Massachusetts. They teach you it in junior and senior year law school. I forget that we're present. If volunteer military fight, volunteer ambulance, you do not declare in view of the tax code symmetrics. And tau theta rho prime, the min prime sample is the volunteer. I cannot cook, I cannot drive, I cannot hammer, I cannot move screws, I cannot hold hoses, cannot um, justify as an active military service capable. You justify indemnity to Rao Prime. That is why all firefighters, police during the fires were out of state, not in state, as a draft order. As the draft order against the county, the city, the municipality, and the village is senator, you are incapable to recognize that to the view of an executive order compared to a Supreme Court case. If that's the due diligence of the state to the government, the applied extremity is insane. Same application 42 USC 5.6.2 CFR, and you're asking it on the border wall. In game theory to Rao Prime, we are incapable of understanding wind turbine, solar panel efficiency, and say my rail tracking to shipping and CPI to CPD is asking it in county to municipality, village, city, and asking as electrical a hydro turbine and a solar panel. Every county state can understand DOI, EPA, NRC, Department of Energy, or Land Bureau, FEMA, DOI, the Executive Order 1058, it should be 83, that vetoes my ability to be Deputy Interior Secretary and Deputy FEMA Secretary, number 22 and number 26 in the cabinet at the time, approved by the House and the Senate, but vetoed by the President. An applied application to gamma rho prime, implication of sigma tau. We move against asking it in validity to the House compared to the inner appellate, and say that the electrical fences that would have been able to train cars as well, dry storage, ask it aluminum, natural gas. More appropriately, you're asking it in clean energy and say Bay Tijuana, and say ask that the city can understand hydro turbine, solar panel, two docks, and say labia left, labia right. As the electric, and then good inside electric. If that's not the other design, battery, say 8 wind turbines, solar panel on tip, vacuum pump, salt water, hydro turbine buoys underneath, and ask that Hairman 2 Van de Graaff reactors, and say 1.583 kilowatts boils 10 gallons of salt water. Louisiana doesn't have any ocean front, Senator. If this is the indemnity clause, the mini electric winery, if this is our water bond rights across the country, this isn't our Pump Lake, Hennessy Dry, isn't seen in Voices of the Wetland. What about that in LA County at the time of fires in Bakersfield? Let's get more specific, Uncle. If you have a populational minority that justifies a clause capability, asking the Health and Human Services, Homeless Services Department, Interior, and what is wonder to the DOD, to the DOJ, as quantifiable application of Rowell Hat, I am justifying an enactment as a federal administrator. Can't be an appellate judge, can't be a governor. Dumb shits. Dumb, stupid, ignorant. The House representative introduces it at floor. It doesn't pass, but it's still allowed in the state. And say that that isn't our arbitrational wonderment to Vago have hat around prime. If we are mitigating that as a social clause, quantifiable applications of R, the invade Greenland, invade Stalingrad, and say split Michigan in half, Puerto Rico, Guam as 51, 52, 2 islands, 53, 54, 55 is Durbin v. John Roberts. You have it on open rate FCC broadcasting, the MV Republic, and it's 56. This would be the flag wonderment burning we cannot comprehend. All of the soldiers at 18 Tijuana now are active upon the wonderment of state country. What is that? The roll call to Rwanda, roll call to Chobo Island, roll call to Niger. We move against the state validification, UN Order 10971, ability to fire on the United States, and technical theater. In view of Proliferation Treaty Compact 13971, I moved against the United States for that validity during the impeachment of both agents. Application of state arousal prime tectonic plate shift can be justified as good thing. Jonathan Kennedy, ignorant, stupid, uncomprehendable. Libertarian Patriot Greenpeace, the Black Panther Party, and or the Free Love Party are all patriotic applications of individualized partyisms that are on the ballot. A non-mail-in vote with their thumbprint is not mail fraud. It's not forgery, and it isn't a battery in second degree and federal contempt. And you can't understand that to the vote. Jonathan Kennedy, Senator, dude, man, guy, uncle, administrator. In Durbin v. the United States, and on its procedures of acts of combat based on an application of applied symmetry. we move against an application to the roll call with nobody ever addressing that to the United Nations. I did. If that is ever wondered, the third-party tickets are not important. Love you, why? Pink and gold is inappropriate with Asian and Arabic. What is it in Spanish? I try to learn languages and communicate only. When you still don't call countries that are now no countries, it is. Project Tractor has been voted on. I did enrich Iran at present. I have a requestment to move the RSP 3000 to Mexico and to Cuba before September, sir. And the defense ship in Britain is 34.97 of the Pacific Command. Cascade and San Andreas fault line, sir. You asked for the independent. I'm a Plunkett Pratt. I'm a Mays, and I've already slept. And working at the Korean War Memorial as the North Korea set and say 1622, take the train and, well, beating the cheeks, as I call it, asking them to be stable, rekindling a relationship isn't quantifiable, Senator. When that is wondered in U.S. v. Census compared to MLPA v. Ford, understanding racism is very, very difficult. I speak Russian in a Spanish household. Doesn't mean tone ever, woman. Uncle John, you're getting the real me.